Welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles. This channel is dedicated to educational content based on real-life cases and true events. This content shared here is drawn directly from the actual case file, and no names, places, or items have been changed. However, the content has been carefully summarized and presented for educational purposes in a comprehension format to inform, enlighten, and spark meaningful discussions. Whether you're here to learn, reflect, or simply understand the real-world scenarios better, you're in the right place. We believe in the power of truthful storytelling to educate and inspire. Disclaimer: while all stories are based on real cases, they are presented in a condensed and structured format for clarity and learning. Viewer discretion is advised where necessary. This case is cited from the Nigerian High Court online file, which is public record. This is a case between Chukwuma Frank Ibezim v. INEC and Senator Ifeanyi Araraume. Court, High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Presiding Judge, Honorable Justice DZ Sinchi. Date of judgment, March 15, 2021. Summary of the facts and legal issues. The claimant, Chukwuma Frank Ibezim, filed a suit initially against the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and subsequently joined Senator Ifeanyi Araraume as the second defendant following a court order. The matter pertained to the Imo North Senatorial District by-election conducted on December 5, 2020. The claimant was the All Progressives Congress (APC) candidate submitted to INEC, and he participated fully in the election. The APC was declared to have scored the highest number of votes. However, INEC did not issue the certificate of return to the claimant. The claimant raised the following primary legal questions: whether, by virtue of INEC's declaration that APC won the election, he, as the validly submitted APC candidate, ought to be declared the winner and issued the certificate of return; whether INEC, under Section 69, 75, and 143 of the Electoral Act 2010, as amended, is obligated to issue the certificate to him; whether INEC can lawfully issue the certificate of return to a person not declared as the candidate of the APC; whether any court disqualifying the claimant after the conclusion of elections can result in INEC issuing the certificate to another person without proper process; whether the claimant remains the legitimate APC candidate in light of all relevant facts and court decisions. Judgment and ruling. After reviewing submissions, the Honorable Court dismissed the claimant's case. The key reasons include: there was a prior judgment of a federal high court which disqualified the claimant, Ibezim, on the grounds of submitting false information or forged documents to INEC. The disqualification occurred before INEC could issue the certificate of return. The court held that the implication of disqualification before the final act of returning a candidate meant the claimant had lost the legal right to be returned as the winner. Based on judicial precedents and statutory interpretation, the court held that INEC had acted properly by withholding the certificate. Who won and why? Winner: the defendants INEC and Senator Ifeanyi Araraume. Reason: the claimant lost. The claimant, Ibezim, was disqualified by a competent court of law prior to INEC issuing a certificate of return. Since he was legally barred from holding office at the time, INEC was justified in not recognizing him as the lawful winner. The principle is that a disqualified candidate cannot benefit from the outcome of an election, even if the political party he represented had won. Further analysis and how the situation could have been avoided. This case underscores the critical importance of candidate vetting and due diligence by political parties. The root cause of the dispute was the submission of false information by the claimant, an avoidable administrative and legal error. Preventive measures: candidate screening. Political parties must thoroughly verify documentation before submitting candidate names to INEC. Prompt legal action: any eligibility or disqualification issues should be resolved well before the election. INEC guidelines adherence: INEC must ensure only cleared candidates appear on the final ballot to avoid post-election complications. Judicial consistency: courts must aim for expeditious handling of pre-election matters to avoid post-election uncertainty. This judgment is a textbook example of how procedural compliance, honesty in documentation, and legal timing can decisively determine electoral outcomes. Thanks so much for watching, fam. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you think about the case. I love hearing your thoughts and feedback. And hey, if you felt a connection or learned something new, Give this video a like and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. Until next time, stay safe, stay real, and I'll catch you in the next one.